welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs, located in the heart of the walkable Tarpon Springs Historic District and known as the home of the Innes paintings. We are a liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. I'm Reverend Kristina Spaude, the minister here at UUCTS. Thank you for joining us. I hope you find meaning in today's service, and I invite you to drop in for a more personal visit to one of our coffee hours on Sundays in the morning at 11 o'clock on Zoom. If you are new to the area or just learning about Unitarian Universalism, we'd love to meet you in one of our newcomer discussions, which are held on the second Sundays of every month at 12:15 p.m. Please refer to our website for information on how to connect with us on Zoom. Our service associate will now begin today's service. Let us enter this sacred time with open hearts and open minds.
Hi, and welcome to this virtual service. My name is Jane Neal. I hope you all are well and would like to remind everyone of our commitment to be here for each other during these difficult times. Our website at uutarpon.org is a good place to find the church's many interesting social groups and committees and easy ways to connect with each other during this pandemic. During the month of November, our church holds a stewardship drive, and I would like to take a moment to remind you of the importance of our church, not just for the members, but for the entire community. If you are not already doing so, please stay abreast of what's happening and take full advantage of being part of this beloved community. The spiritual theme for November is commitment. The ability to sustain our church going forward depends in a large part on the success of this year's stewardship drive. Please jump on board to support the mission of this church to keep us alive and thriving into 2021. We need to be there for one another and for the surrounding community now more than ever. The church provides us with a sense of belonging, a center for friendship, and a center to come together to deal with many of the current issues we are facing. At this time, let's think about what we can offer. Let's think about our participation. Our mission statement reads, "We are a liberal community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts." The Social Justice Council spends a great deal of time looking at the many current issues and needs within our community and oftentimes to far-reaching places. The Give the Plate is a reflection of our concern for others. The UU Church is a place that connects us all in this mission and strengthens our foundation. It has been thriving for over 100 years. Together, we are stronger. Please continue to help. Thank you.
story today is called Two Frogs by Chris Weiss. Once, two frogs were hopping through the forest when they accidentally hopped into a big churn of cream. The sides of the churn were so slick and slippery that there was no place to hold on to, so the frogs had to swim in circles to stay afloat. After a long time, one frog said, "There is no hope. We're doomed to drown in this churn." The older frog said, "Don't lose hope. Life is a circle. There are bad times and there are good times. One must endure the winter to see the spring." The young frog was not so sure, and he said, "You're wrong. We're going to die, I tell you." And the older frog said, "We must keep hope alive, for if hope dies, we too will die. But if we keep hope alive, we will live to see another sunrise." But the younger frog was already starting to lose hope, and he began to sink down into the creamy liquid. "Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive!" cried the older one. Then the younger one started repeating, slowly at first, "Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive!" The more they repeated these words, the stronger they felt. And the more strength they had, the better they could swim in circles. As they swam and swam around and around in circles, an amazing thing happened. They realized they weren't sinking anymore. The cream had turned to butter. The two frogs were able to hop off the butter and out of the churn. They landed on the ground just in time to see a beautiful sunrise. The older frog said to the younger one, "Remember, my son, life is a circle. Despair may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning." And the two frogs hopped away into the woods.
There's a dark and troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though you meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side you also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way. If we keep on the sunny side
Our words of inspiration today come from Boris Novak. This is entitled Decisions. Between two words, choose the quieter one. Between word and silence, choose listening. Between two books, choose the dustier one. Between the earth and the sky, choose a bird. Between two animals, choose the one who needs you more. Between two children, choose both. Between the lesser and the bigger evil, choose neither. Between hope and despair, choose hope. It will be harder to bear.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Stay in my heart, all the stirrings of compassion, blowing away, rising the sea, moving giving life the shape of justice, roots only course, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day. It's not about win or lose, 'cause we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving though the waters stay raging. And in this space you can lose your way, your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it phase you. No way, no way. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for all the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day. One day this all will change, treat people the same. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom like one day, one day, one day. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one
The November Give the Plate offering will go to sponsor another laundry project in Tarpon Springs. This project is planned for the first quarter of 2021. Unitarian Universalists believe in the inherent dignity and self-worth of every individual. It is difficult to feel dignified when you don't have clean clothes. Please give generously to support low-income families' access to washing their clothes and linens. You can mail a check to 57 Reed Street, Tarpon Springs, Florida, 34689. Please indicate your donation is for the November Give the Plate for the Laundry Project, or donate online on the church website, uutarpon.org. Select Social Justice Projects and indicate the Laundry Project in the comment. Donations will be accepted throughout the entire month. And thank you.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Coronavirus cases are on the rise, setting new records as hospitalizations are also increasing, with some places wondering about needing to start rationing equipment and PPE. Racial atrocities continue in our names. We have ministers signing up to be election defenders because voter intimidation by way of armed militias and worse has been on the rise, and clergy and others are responding to calls to keep voting fair. Among the things I have on my reading list for this week is How to Stop a Coup, because evidently while America has become great again, that means having completely devolved into a developing nation. I wish I was more surprised about where things are at the time of this recording, but I am not. I'm actually not surprised at all. But my personal hope is that we now understand that things are actually this bad, and that we can recommit ourselves to the work ahead. In the meantime, we might be wondering, where are we supposed to look for and find hope to help carry us through these endless days? Everywhere. The doom scrolling we hear about in the news is a consequence of the world being on fire and people not knowing how to cope. But I believe that they are not looking for doom. I believe we are, in fact, looking for hope. And while Facebook or social media may not be the best place for it, it also may be the best place for it. As with all things, it depends on a variety of factors. So let's consider. Young people, including those who are too young to vote, have been getting involved in the process as poll workers and making sure that eligible voters are registered. including our Spanish-speaking young people. As many poll workers are older and in at-risk categories, there has been a greater engagement of younger people to get involved in the process in the ways they can, and they are accepting this invitation to help keep others safe and to be involved in the ways that they can. And Tuesday's election brought some joys across the country that give me hope. The people of Oregon voted to decriminalize all drugs. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one. Wow. The people of Mississippi voted to change their state flag, the last to finally drop the Confederate flag as their representation. The people of Nebraska voted to stop predatory payday lending. The people of Colorado voted to protect access to abortion. The people of Delaware elected their first transgender state senator. The people of New Mexico became the first to elect all women of color as their delegation to the House. The people of Nevada voted to protect marriage equality in their state constitution, the first state to do so. And we Floridians approved the amendment to support the minimum wage increase. Change happens in many places. The work of liberation is often slow, but this is the primary way that we truly make sustainable change in systems. And just a few days ago, or a few months as it may feel, was Halloween. I don't know if you saw, but people worked hard to make Halloween as fun as possible for as many as possible this year, creating candy chutes that would allow candy to go down their railings, and making goodie bags that they hung from their trees or put out on tables in front of their homes. People are eager to do good and to be kind, and they are seeking ways to make it so. Snark about this being the last week of constant calling and texting and email about the election also being over, which is its own perk. There is so much good happening. I spoke last week of our sibling congregation in Rochester, whose commitment to practicing and protecting the congregation and the community has led to their decision that the building is only open for saving lives. This week, I share the story of our sibling congregation in Columbia, Missouri. During the influenza pandemic of 1918, many of our Unitarian and Universalist congregations, along other faith communities, responded to the devastation of the pandemic to become field hospitals, children's shelters, and even in some cases, makeshift morgues. Inspired by these stories, the UU Church of Columbia has decided to offer their space to the local Room at the Inn program, which offers shelter to houseless neighbors for 3 months in the winter. Because their space, though not large, was the largest available for this use, they are hoping to be part of an as safe as possible shelter experience that will keep those who need it cared for when winter comes. I share this story because the work we do never takes one particular shape, and because it is so contextual to the needs of a community. Because of the pandemic, so many things are needing to be rethought and reconsidered. Ideas that in normal times might not be possible are now. For example, I don't know any congregation that would be willing to open its doors to the houseless for 3 months in the winter in normal times. But now the possibility is there, and they are acting in a way that is in line with their beliefs, values, and mission. And we are grateful for that. As I've said, regardless of the outcome of this election, there is so much work to be done. And with creativity, we are finding ways to do it, even in the midst of this horrible pandemic. Because it matters to all of us. And this work is a movement, not a moment. We are in this for the long haul. We know that it will take work, so much more work than we had thought. But as we look forward and look around, we can see that progress has been made, and we will continue to build on it. Somehow, following in the wormholes known as social media and the internet, I stumbled across the phrase, "Hope is commitment," and it gave me pause. Then I came across, "Hope is a strategy," and again, I paused. As someone who has always never truly been hopeless, these simple phrases started making connections in my brain about why that was so. Because hope is commitment. Hope is commitment to the belief that we will rise again tomorrow. Don't be fooled. Hope is work, and it is specifically commitment to doing the work. Hope is commitment to possibility and creativity. Hope is commitment to each other. In Holly Near's song, "I Am Open," she sings, "I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who come before us, so lift me up to the light of change." 2 weeks ago, I talked about the importance of remembering our ancestors, those who have come before us. Some have undoubtedly done harm, but some have done good too, much good. And it is on their works that we ourselves draw strength and reminders of our commitments. We are moved and held by those who came before, and as we are by those who will follow, as our work is never for us alone. Hope with creativity, with imagination, that is a potent combination. Hope keeps us dreaming, thinking, planning, making. It helps us wonder about new possibilities and what a better world would look like, and how to get there from here. And those dreams and thoughts and plans help reinforce the sense of possibility, of potential outcomes, of willingness to try and keep trying, that help us feel like we're getting somewhere, and thereby giving us more hope for the future and for the journey. Hope and commitment can feed each other. Feeling hopeless? Commitment to trying and work can give us hope for a different outcome. Feeling unmoored, but hoping for change? Hope cannot be idle, for without work, without trying, without some direction, it is unsustainable and will peter out. Hope keeps things moving, moving forward, moving deeper, moving us all. Moving enough to build the foundations and the layers that help us get free, like the frogs in our story. And it's important to note that hope doesn't mean all wins. It doesn't mean things move on a regular, smooth trajectory in a straight line. Doesn't not confront obstacles. Hope is what keeps us going in those times, keeps us fed in spirit, in heart, and mind as we seek for the next moment, and the next, and the next. Hope, like justice, is built one moment at a time, but as a movement. Hope can take time and builds one layer after another. When obstacles arise, and they will, hope flows around, perhaps with annoyance at the need to change course, but with the same momentum, still unstoppable as it forges its altered path. Hope is defiant, a ceaseless flame. Hope is harder to bear, as Boris Novak writes, because it requires us to be a part of it, to keep nourishing and nurturing it. With our golden yellow shirts for some time, Unitarian Universalists have been called the love people, because all people could remember about our Standing with Love theme was that we loved. We were and are the ones who show up when asked. Our numbers may be small and our work not near done, but we try and we show up. We work, we mess up, we try, and we work some more. I would argue that not only are we the love people, loving more boldly in the name of that which is greater than we are for all the ways life is embodied on this planet, but that we are also the hope people. We are people who dream and imagine, and gosh, do we fail, but we keep trying anyway. We lay some foundations and struggle, but we keep moving forward. We have our focus on justice and freedom, and sometimes we don't go far enough. One of the things I love about our people, though, is that as more people recognize some greater, wider, more loving call to justice for all, we reorient ourselves to that dream. It sometimes takes time, but I've quoted the Reverend Louis B. Fisher before. He was the Dean of the Universalist Seminary at St. Lawrence University, and he said, "Universalists are often asked to tell where they stand. The only true answer is that we do not stand at all. We move. We are a people of movement, just as the people as we are for this moment, in this movement." I know that we are all seeking for hope today, and will be for some time to come. I'm telling you that it is not to be found out there. The world can be a disappointing place, especially as we may be feeling the soul of our nation is lost. And so I encourage us to take this time to turn inward to each other, our reminders of strength and care and possibility, of hope, to remind ourselves of our best selves, of our better selves, and of our need to be with each other, to remind ourselves of our promise to possibilities and the future. This congregation has been moving in new directions, being creative about how to do its work, your work, our work. Your leadership has moved worship online and made it as accessible to the congregation as possible. We continue to work to create opportunities for as meaningful as possible virtual gatherings as we can. We're running a covenant group program for those adults interested in a deeper conversation about our monthly spiritual themes. Through this and other programs, we are working to build a sustainable congregation for generations to come. Our congregation has joined a partnership of congregations offering religious education programming to children and youth of all ages. And we hope to take advantage of this time by building a stronger foundation for our own religious education programming when the time comes. Even in a pandemic, in a country divided, we are hopeful, dreaming, thinking, planning, making in the place where we can, in the ways that we can, with the people that we can. This is only possible with your work, our work together. Unitarian Universalist congregations are self-sustaining, dependent on their members, past and future, to make their congregation possible and to make their congregation thrive. We do this in time, talent, and treasure. This congregation is yours and needs your commitment as we continue to spread the message of love and hope and movement into the world around us. We are a beacon of true liberal religion in a place where all are not welcome, not all respected, not all told of their worthiness or wholeness because of who they are or who they love or what they think or have done. We Unitarian Universalists proclaim the message that we are whole, that we are holy, that we are worthy, and that there is more love in this world and beyond it than we can imagine. We shine the light of love in this community as you have been doing for over 100 years. This month is our annual stewardship drive, where we ask what we think you'll be able to give financially to support this congregation in the coming year, so we can know how to shape our plans and hopes for what is possible for us. We have hopes and dreams, and with your help, we will know what is possible for us in this time. I know that the pandemic has affected everything, and nothing feels sure right now. Pledges can always be changed, and we ask that you communicate with us if this is needed. And if you're able to give more, we hope that you will. Nourish the dreams of the future and the present to come. These are some of the words that sustain me in times when things seem hard and I'm seeking a balm. Words of hope, words of power, words of comfort from Emma's Revolution. Gonna keep on moving forward, never turning back. Gonna keep on moving proudly, never turning back. Gonna keep on loving boldly, never turning back, never turning back. We are here for a movement. We bring hope and love as we move forward together, never turning back.
Wake now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in awe. Keep with the web of creation your vow, giving
closing words this week are from Jean Harrison Newyar. In The Gift of Faith, she has written, "In the lore of ancient China, there is a story of a philosopher who was asked, 'Where is the road called hope?' He replied, 'It does not exist, but as people move forward upon it, it comes into being.' I invite you to continue journeying, moving forward together on this road, this path called hope with me. May it be so."
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
I hope that you have found meaning in today's service. Please join our coffee hour any Sunday at 11 o'clock a.m. for friendly conversation. Again, if you are new to the area or to Unitarian Universalism, we'd love to meet you in one of our newcomer discussions, which are held on the second Sundays of every month at 12:15. You can refer to our website for information on how to connect with us on Zoom. We look forward to meeting you.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn